How's it going?
Hi, so I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Really
Oh,
excited to chat with you.
dude, I love what I'm seeing behind you. This is a
I
great.
know, right? I love that photo. You look awesome.
Thank you very much.
And your background, it looks nice too.
Thank you, thank you. That's taken from a show. I don't know where, but somewhere on stage in the world.
Yeah, you look like you're having the time of your life.
Yes,
Living
yes.
the dream.
Nothing like playing in front of an audience, I tell you.
Yeah, I was reading that you met Quincy Jones in Montreux, Switzerland.
Yeah, actually,
That's
I
one of my favorite cities in the world.
Mantra. Yes, I did. I met him. The first time I met him was several years ago. Prince brought him backstage after our concert, and it was amazing. We all went out and hung out, and went to this restaurant that he either owns or co-owns or something. And the menu was like the Quincy Jones entree. So we all
He's
got
done it all. I mean, if you look at his history, it's like, what
so
has he not worked on?
right. Seriously, he's such a genius. Oh
He
my
probably
God.
has like so many stories to share.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
But you as well. I mean, I was reading your background and you've done a lot as well, accomplished so much. Is there one highlight that kind of sticks out to you? You're like, wow, I can't believe I've done this.
I would say performing with Prince
Oh
and
yeah.
and hanging out with Prince and Quincy Jones,
Oh yeah.
talking to them and just hearing their stories. Quincy Jones especially because he was more of a storyteller. He is more of a storyteller.
Hmm.
He definitely set us down and told us some things that happened with him and the whole process of recording and writing the album, uh, Michael Jackson album Thriller, and the one before that, Off
Oh
the Wall.
yeah.
And it was just so interesting hearing that and having Prince sitting right there listening. I'm just like, I don't believe this moment right now.
Like you're in that room with them.
Yeah, this is so crazy. And the other thing I got to say is playing the White House. Oh my gosh, for President
That's
Obama.
an honor. Yeah.
Woo! So remarkable. It's something.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you come from a musical family, and so Kiss and Jimi Hendrix really inspired you to pick up guitar, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like when Jimi Hendrix came out, he just turned guitar playing on its head, like everyone looked at him like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is he doing?
Yeah, it's funny because Kiss, as a little kid, I don't know, I must have been maybe 6 years old. And as a little kid, they got to me. I mean, the makeup and the tongue and like, Ace Frehley, the lead guitarist, the guitar
Yeah.
smoking up. Like, I was like, wow, I'm going to be like that when I grow up. And then when I got older, I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? This guy is, and Kiss, I can hear their inspiration. They definitely were clearly inspired by Jimi
Hmm.
Hendrix with some of those hard grooves they used to do back in the day. Oh man, yes.
Yeah, with Kiss, when I was a kid, a young girl looking at Kiss, I wasn't sure if I should be scared or amused because of the makeup.
Exactly.
I'm like, wait a minute, are they scary or funny?
Be very afraid. Very.
No, but they were awesome. They were definitely very theatrical, and
Yes.
that kind of in the 60s, a lot of musicians just were on stage playing their instruments. And I feel like as time went on, people started adding more theatrical elements to their performing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
That's me. I'm,
yeah.
I'm a big, I'm a big drama queen. So, in a sense that when it comes to being on stage and music, I love drama. I started out singing opera when I was a kid at the Met, down the street from my house over here, and I was in the children's chorus. And just from that experience, I believe I just was very compelled by dramatic, like theater, and all that. So I'm a huge
Hmm.
Queen fan,
I was
and
gonna say, I heard that your upcoming album is called Shattered Rhapsody, and it's a rock opera album. So I was like, is that a nod to Queen?
it sure is.
No, I love that. Queen's my favorite.
Oh, mine too, mine too. The original title of the album was actually going to be Shattered Glass. Um, but after testing it around with different people, people offer some suggestions. Actually wasn't my idea to call it Rhapsody, but they were just like the music sounds so much like what Queen would do, and maybe even the Who and some other groups and stuff. So why not just throw that Rhapsody in there just to kind of let people know, hey, expect to hear some vocal harmony, some guitar riffs, lots of solos, some drama, so
I
Rhapsody.
love that. That's, right up my alley. So I'm excited to hear it. And yeah, a lot of people don't know that Freddie Mercury collaborated with an opera artist, Montserrat Caballé.
Yes.
And I think that's just so amazing, combining those two genres together.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
worked. And I think you have the right voice for that, you know.
Thank you. Barcelona.
Yes. Oh man, that song.
Ah,
It like hits you in the feels, you know.
every time we go to Barcelona, that song is constantly on my mind. I mean, it never, even when I'm like, once we finish playing the show, I'm like, Barcelona, I had a special dream. You know, just, gosh, yes.
Love it. So, the latest single, Long Gone, I love it. It starts off with that very catchy guitar riff.
Yes.
Kind of has like an 80s rock feel to it. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but you're right. It
I
does.
know when I heard it, I'm like, I don't know why, but Billy Squire came to my head.
Oh my God, that's a name. I've not heard that name since I was a little kid. Billy
Yeah.
Squire, yeah. He's amazing. He opened for Queen back in the day.
Yes, yeah.
For Queen. Yeah, that song was inspired by the riff. You know, I'm a big sports guy. I love sports. I love sports anthems. I love guitar riffs. And I wanted to write a song that I would hear at a game, you know. You know what I mean? The batter's coming up, and you're like, da 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 da, doing his practice swings, you know. Da, da, da,
I can hear that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where that came from. And then the lyrics and everything didn't happen until after I went to Nashville and collaborated with Brandon James out there in Nashville. And, you know, here we are, long gone. I always have to have a southern drawl when I say long gone. Because it's like, you know, that pitch, you know, you hit the ball and the ball is going long, long, it's long
Yeah.
gone.
No, I think I could definitely hear that being played at sports games. It's very catchy and memorable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe, you know, next year once, you know, there can be an audience at sports games.
Yes, seriously. Praying for that, yes. It'll happen. It's already happening now a little bit. So.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
So where are you right now? Where are you in the world?
I'm in Boston. On the East
Ah,
Coast, yes.
okay. We're kind of neighbors-ish.
You're in New York, right?
Yes, not too far. I was
Yeah.
last year a couple times. I drove up there just to watch a game and hang out and enjoy your very clean, beautiful city, by the way.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, a lot of people have told me that Boston is one of the cleanest cities, one of the cleanest, bigger cities, I should say.
Easily.
Yeah.
Trust me. I was like, whoa, it's so clean. Oh my gosh. So beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely nice during the summertime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wintertime.
I'm more of a summer person, so you know, walking around Boston in the summer, it's great.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, that Fenway Park. Oh.
Oh yeah, great area.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's nice.
So, do you have any plans to film a music video for Long Gone?
That's a good question. Might as well. I just do it here in the house. You know, why not? You know, budget calls for that, I guess, right now. Yeah, I'd love to. You know, actually, I did shoot a little something for it, a little video here in the house with a green screen. So that should be coming out very shortly. So we shall see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's hard to film music videos right now when everyone has to social distance.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess green screens, you know, it's the way to go right now.
Right. That's right. It's a good thing to invest into, huh? I should check with my broker.
Or like special effects that you can use with cameras and
right. Do it yourself.
Just be creative. I don't know. It's an interesting time for people right now, for sure.
Gosh, to say the least. You know, I took the time actually to learn how to be a better producer, better engineer. So I took some courses and stuff. And I tell you, I wouldn't have done that if there were no pandemic, which I hate to admit. You know, I'd be on tour right now. So, you know, there's some silver lining. You know, I guess you could say, even though, of course, if I had it over again, I would, or if I could wish it to have never happened, of course, I would choose to do that.
Right.
It was really the worst, to me, the worst year of any year in my lifetime, in my experience overall. But, you know, made the most out of it. So praying that it goes away soon and we all get healthy.
I know. Yeah, I'm craving to see live music again. So Hopefully it's around the corner.
Yeah, live music, plays, movies, sports. It's everything that every escape that we've had.
Everything we took for granted.
Granted, oh my gosh, walking down the street. You know, I've been in my apartment since February. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
the Oscars with Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Flew back to New York without a mask, and I knew there was a problem. I knew that I should not be flying on a plane without a mask because it was going on at that point, and I was very paranoid and very scared. And once I got home and had a fever for a few days, but that was a cold. But at the same time, I was like, wow, now I'm sick. Like, what's going on? But that went away thanks to NyQuil and sleep and juicing, carrot apple juice with ginger and vitamins. That went away, and I've been perfect since then. But I've not really left the house until kind of recently, So go for my strolls in the park and stuff like that, and just I took that for granted too, like planning to go to the park.
I know, just those little things in life.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that where you write a lot of your songs, in the park, or do you have like a special place you like to go to?
I like the park for lyrics. I really do. Good. It's a great question. In the morning, on a pre-COVID, I would get up in the morning and walk to this little lake that's kind of close to my house, and sit down on a bench with my notepad. And I like to do it with a notepad because I read someone said this, that rather than typing on a computer, when you write it with your hand, it's just more intimate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's something I used to do when I was younger, and I kind of miss it. Like when I actually write with the pen, I'm like, wow, I feel like I haven't used a pen in a long time.
Hello.
And like my wrist kind of cramps up.
Yeah.
No, but there's something kind of like when you're reading a book rather than reading on a computer. It's just holding the paper.
Yeah.
There's just something about that.
It's amazing. We took that for granted too.
Yeah.
Maps, holding out big maps, all that stuff.
Exactly. It makes me wonder if kids these days even use pens and pencils these days in school, or if they just all have their own iPads.
I bet you they have the iPads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to also ask you about the music video for When Flowers Could Dance. Where did you find all that school footage?
Something, I didn't find any of that footage at all. We hired a videographer to do it because obviously we had no budget once again because we don't have a record company yet, but we're praying that someone decides to give a black rocker a chance to rock and roll. Just had to put that out there too. Come on now. I mean, this is great music. Come on.
It is.
Thank you. So yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot out there, like Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, there's tokens. We got the tokens, and I mean, he's amazing, but he's that one go-to name. But if you think about where rock comes from, you wouldn't just be able to come up with one name. It's like, oh my God, everybody.
Yeah, even Led Zeppelin took a lot from amazing musicians. A lot of soul and Motown.
Exactly. So, but yeah, the music video. As much as I wanted to have my band get out there and do it, we hired a great guy who did it for me, and I found some good footage, and it was cool. I mean, I really liked it, considering we had a $500 budget at the time.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, it just so feel good, watching.
Yeah.
Kind of took me back to the good days,
Yeah, and I'm so glad you felt that way because that's what the song is about. It's when we were kids, everything was kind of like a hallucination in a natural kind of happy way. We're like, wow, look at the colors, like look at the blue skies and the green leaves on the trees, and just you can see the bumblebees and the I don't know, like just everything in life. It just was going so slowly and so in a beautiful kind of way. The days were so long, but it was a great kind of long, not a boring long.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh my God, it's time to go to bed already. Like, what happened? I just got up. Just finished my coffee. So like, do you remember When Flowers Could Dance, when you would just trip on nature, nothing much other than nature, no bills to worry about.
Or no social media to suck the life out of you.
Yeah,
like cell phones.
Yeah, the cell phone. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't grow up like with the iPhone, like being a 5-year-old with an iPhone.
Same here, yeah. I see these, in Boston, groups of kids, and they're sitting together, but they're all looking at their phones. I'm like, there is a real world out there.
Right. Yeah.
So watching the music video is like, oh, the days before everyone was just a zombie with their phone.
Yeah, those are the good old days. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'd like for those days to come back. And I think that this might I feel like we went backwards in time a little bit with like cutting back on the carbon in the air, way less flights, way less
Mm.
cars, way less cars, less people on the street, and so the skies actually look clearer than ever. And I can tell the difference. Here in New York, I could see stars at night now. I Trust me, for years I could never see stars at night in New York. I could see
Yeah, because too much light pollution, right?
exactly too much light pollution. Yeah, you're right, and too much pollution.
Regular pollution, yeah.
So here we are. I mean, we took a step back, and maybe this is like 1989. When rock was kind of sleeping a little bit and sleepwalking, and then next thing you know, 1991 comes along, and boom, Nirvana.
Oh yeah, all the grunge,
Yeah, all that
Seattle
stuff.
bands, Seattle sound.
Yeah. So come on, rock and roll.
No, I feel like there's definitely a new movement happening with rock music, and actually in England there's a movement called New Wave of Classic Rock. I don't know if you've heard of it yet, but
No.
yeah, there's kind of like a Facebook group, I guess, and it's called New Wave of Classic Rock, and they just post all these bands that are coming out with a classic rock sound.
Brilliant. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming home.
But of course it's a lot of it is in the UK,
Of course.
where I feel like rock never died.
Yeah. They're like, what? This is number one. This is pop now.
No, but I really would love to see, rock music just take over.
Yeah, me too. It's the best. It really is.
Is there anything else that people should be on the lookout? Or anything else you could, say about the album, when it will be released?
Yeah, the album right now is just, I'm not going to release it on my own. I'm going to release it through a label, through a record company. And so I'll say sometime next year. So we're just shopping it. And whoever's smart enough to, to sign us and release this album will be very lucky to have us, and we'll be lucky to have them. So putting it out there. Come on.
No one should sleep on this.
No,
This
no,
is amazing.
Seriously. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's inspired by some of the greatest rock operas that have ever come out. And that's the thing. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a real perfectionist. And I've been working on this for a long time. And people are just like, all right, dude, come on, man. It's time to start pushing it out, to get out there. So here we go. Come on, it's coming out. Let's do this.
Exciting time.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm really excited because I was listening to all the string of releases you had. And every song has kind of a eclectic sound. It's a different vibe, a different energy. I love it.
Thank you. It's funny too. Before I released anything, I was like, okay, make sure you release every song that sounds similar. Don't be too diverse. And I'm like, okay, yeah, follow the plan. And then I went against that grain completely. And I learned from it. It's got some ups and downs because people are like, oh, I'm not sure what kind of style he is. But I will say that it kind of reminded me of David Bowie when he first came out. He was releasing all these different songs, and pretty much nobody was responding to them. And even his first album, nobody really cared. And then next thing you know, Major Tom. So I was like, okay, I can relax. When Flowers Get Danced still is the number one song. I think it's got.
And that's a jam.
Yeah, that's
very catchy.
Yeah, and there's a new version of it that's going to be on the album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So like a reimagined version of it.
Yeah, it's the same storyline, but the first line is Johnny was a boy. The rock opera is about Johnny.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes next from you. Everything you've released so far, I've been really digging it, so very excited.
Thank you so much. Well, you're so sweet. I might send you a little private sample of the album.
Oh, I would be very flattered.
It'll be my pleasure and my honor.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Kellindo. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise. Hope you enjoy your Sunday.
I will. Yeah, definitely. Hoping to get out and enjoy the sun before it gets too cold here.
Seriously, I know. Same here. we're similar in this, same area.
Exactly.
Well, enjoy. I'm sorry about the Patriots game getting postponed to I think next week now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But the Patriots they'll carry on.
yeah. Right.
I feel like they win every single year.
I know. I know.
But it's different without Tom Brady now, so.
Yeah. It's kind of cool you got Cam Newton. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, he's a great player as well.
He is. Yeah, he can run as well as pass. So, that's a very important thing these days, to be able to get out of being sacked. Because if I were a quarterback, I'd be running for my life, trust me. Okay, no running.
Oh my God, when I see them get sacked, I'm like, oh my God, how can they play this sport?
Right? But like, dude, there's 5 yards in front of you. Like when it's like 3rd down and 3, and I see the guy get sacked, I'm like, why aren't you just falling forward? Go forward.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's another conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Shin, thanks for having me, and I'm really honored to be on your show and to be interviewed by you. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care.